Life can be magical when you don't force it. This profound idea is at the heart of the ancient Taoist philosophy known as Wu Wei, which translates to effortless action or non-doing. It's a principle that teaches us to align with the natural flow of life, rather than imposing our will upon it. By embracing Wu Wei, we can experience a sense of harmony, peace, and fulfillment that is often elusive in our modern, fast-paced world. Imagine for a moment the times when you felt most at peace. Perhaps it was during a walk in nature, a quiet moment of reflection, or a spontaneous gathering with friends. In these moments, you weren't forcing anything to happen. You were simply present, allowing life to unfold naturally. This is the essence of Wu Wei. It invites us to trust in the natural rhythms of life, to let go of the constant need to control and manipulate outcomes. One of the most compelling aspects of Wu Wei is its emphasis on spontaneity and flow. When we stop trying to force things and allow ourselves to be guided by the natural course of events, we often find that things fall into place more effortlessly. This doesn't mean we become passive or disengaged from life. On the contrary, it means we become more attuned to the subtle currents that guide us towards our true path. Consider the example of water flowing in a river. The water doesn't force its way through the rocks, but rather it flows around them, finding the path of least resistance. In doing so, it achieves its goal of reaching the ocean. Similarly, when we practice Wu Wei, we navigate life's challenges with grace and ease, finding solutions that may not have been apparent if we were trying to force our way through. A practical way to apply Wu Wei in our daily lives is to start by observing where we are exerting unnecessary effort. Are we trying too hard to make a relationship work, pushing ourselves to the brink of exhaustion at work, or forcing creative ideas that just aren't coming? By identifying these areas, we can begin to release the need for control and allow things to unfold more naturally. This doesn't mean we abandon our responsibilities or goals, but rather, we approach them with a sense of ease and openness. One of the deepest insights of Wu Wei is the understanding that life is a series of interconnected events, each influencing the other. When we force things, we often disrupt this natural flow, leading to unintended consequences. But when we align ourselves with the natural order, we become part of a larger, harmonious whole. This can lead to a profound sense of interconnectedness and peace. Click subscribe to this channel to get more profound spiritual lessons. Have you ever noticed how, when you stop trying to force a solution, the answer often comes to you in a moment of clarity? This is the magic of Wu Wei. It's about trusting that the universe has a way of working things out, often in ways we could never have anticipated. By stepping back and allowing life to take its course, we open ourselves up to new possibilities and opportunities. To practice Wu Wei, start by cultivating mindfulness. Pay attention to the present moment and notice when you're trying to force things. When you feel yourself becoming tense or frustrated, take a step back and ask yourself if there is a more natural way to approach the situation. Often, simply letting go of the need to control can lead to a more harmonious outcome. Embracing the dance of life, the harmony of Wu Wei. As we delve deeper into the art of Wu Wei, we begin to see that it's not just about letting go of control, but about cultivating a harmonious relationship with life itself. This harmony is akin to a dance, where we move fluidly with the rhythm of existence rather than trying to lead or resist it. When we embrace this dance, we find that life becomes a series of joyful, interconnected moments, each flowing naturally into the next. To truly embrace Wu Wei, it's essential to understand the concept of balance. Life, much like nature, operates on a principle of balance. Day follows night, seasons change, and everything has its time and place. When we force things, we often disrupt this balance, creating stress and disharmony. But when we align ourselves with the natural order, we become part of a greater equilibrium. Think about the times when you felt most in sync with life. Maybe it was during a period of creative flow, where ideas came effortlessly and everything seemed to click. Or perhaps it was a moment of deep connection with another person, where words flowed naturally and you felt truly understood. These moments are examples of Wu Wei in action. They happen when we stop trying to control every detail and allow ourselves to be guided by the natural flow of life. A key aspect of Wu Wei is the idea of effortless action. This doesn't mean doing nothing. Rather, it means acting in a way that is aligned with the natural flow of things. When we act effortlessly, we are more effective and our actions have greater impact. This is because we are not expending unnecessary energy trying to force outcomes. Instead, we are working with the natural currents of life, which carry us forward with ease. One practical way to embrace this principle is through the practice of mindfulness. By being fully present in each moment, we can become more attuned to the natural flow of life. This awareness allows us to act in ways that are harmonious and effective, rather than reactive or forced. For example, instead of pushing through a problem with sheer willpower, we can take a step back, observe the situation, and allow a more natural solution to emerge. Another important aspect of Wu Wei is trust. Trusting in the process of life, trusting in ourselves, and trusting in the timing of events. This trust is not passive. It requires a deep inner confidence and a willingness to surrender to the unknown. When we trust, we are more likely to take risks and embrace opportunities, knowing that even if things don't go as planned, we are capable of navigating whatever comes our way. Consider the metaphor of a surfer riding a wave. The surfer doesn't try to control the wave. Instead, they work with it, adjusting their movements to stay balanced and in harmony with the ocean's power. Similarly, when we practice Wu Wei, we learn to ride the waves of life with grace and skill, adjusting our actions to stay in balance with the natural flow. It's also important to recognize that Wu Wei is not about avoiding effort altogether. There are times when effort is necessary and even beneficial. The key is to ensure that our efforts are aligned with the natural flow of life, rather than working against it. This means being flexible, adaptable, and open to change. It means listening to our intuition and being willing to adjust our course when needed. As we continue to explore the art of Wu Wei, it's helpful to reflect on the areas of our lives where we might be forcing things. Are there relationships where we are trying too hard to make things work? Are there goals that we are pursuing with relentless effort without considering whether they are truly aligned with our values and passions? By bringing awareness to these areas, we can begin to release the need for control and allow life to unfold more naturally. The power of letting go, trusting life's natural flow. In our exploration of Wu Wei, we now turn to the profound power of letting go. Letting go is not about giving up. It's about releasing the tight grip we often have on outcomes and allowing life to flow naturally. This act of surrender can be incredibly liberating, opening up space for new possibilities and deeper connections. When we hold on too tightly to our desires, expectations, and fears, we create tension and resistance. This resistance can manifest in various ways: stress, anxiety, frustration, and even physical ailments. By letting go, we dissolve this resistance and create a state of openness and receptivity. This allows us to move through life with greater ease and grace, responding to situations as they arise rather than trying to control them. One of the most challenging aspects of letting go is dealing with uncertainty. As humans, we have a natural tendency to seek control and predictability. However, life is inherently uncertain, and trying to force certainty can lead to frustration and disappointment. Embracing uncertainty requires a shift in perspective. Instead of seeing it as something to be feared, we can view it as an opportunity for growth and discovery. When we let go of the need to know everything, we open ourselves up to the myriad possibilities that life has to offer. Trust is a crucial element in the process of letting go. Trusting that life will unfold as it should, trusting in our own abilities, and trusting that we will be okay no matter what happens. This trust is not blind faith, but a deep inner knowing that we are part of a larger, intelligent system. When we trust in this way, we can let go of the need to control every aspect of our lives and instead focus on what truly matters. Another powerful aspect of letting go is the release of expectations. Expectations can be a significant source of stress and disappointment. When we expect things to happen in a certain way and they don't, we often feel let down or frustrated. By letting go of expectations, we free ourselves from this cycle of disappointment. This doesn't mean we stop setting goals or having aspirations. Rather, it means we remain open to how they unfold. We set our intentions and take action, but we release the need for specific outcomes. Consider the practice of gardening. A gardener plants seeds with care, nurtures the soil, and provides water and sunlight. However, the gardener cannot force the seeds to grow. They must trust in the natural process of growth. Similarly, in our lives, we plant seeds of intention and nurture our dreams, but we must trust in the natural process and let go of the need to force results. Letting go also involves releasing attachments to past experiences and future worries. Often, we carry the weight of past regrets or anxieties about the future, which can prevent us from fully experiencing the present moment. By letting go of these attachments, we free ourselves to live more fully and authentically. This means forgiving ourselves and others, releasing grudges, and allowing ourselves to be present here and now. One practical way to practice letting go is through mindfulness and meditation. These practices help us cultivate a state of presence and awareness, allowing us to observe our thoughts and emotions without becoming attached to them. Through mindfulness, we learn to recognize when we are holding on too tightly and gently guide ourselves back to a state of openness and receptivity. Another effective approach is to embrace the concept of non-attachment. Non-attachment doesn't mean we don't care about things. Rather, it means we don't cling to them. We can still have desires, goals, and relationships, but we approach them with a sense of detachment, understanding that they do not define us. This allows us to enjoy and appreciate them without becoming overly dependent on them for our happiness. As we continue to explore the art of Wu Wei, it's important to reflect on the areas of our lives where we can practice letting go. Are there situations where we are holding on too tightly, trying to force outcomes? Are there past experiences or future worries that we need to release? By identifying these areas, we can begin to cultivate a state of openness, trust, and flow. The serenity of acceptance, embracing life's flow. As we reach the final part of our journey into Wu Wei, we explore the serenity that comes from acceptance. Acceptance is not resignation. It is a profound acknowledgement of reality as it is. When we embrace acceptance, we align ourselves with the natural flow of life, finding peace and contentment in the present moment. Acceptance begins with self-awareness. It requires us to honestly observe our thoughts, feelings, and behaviors without judgment. This self-awareness allows us to recognize where we are resisting reality and holding onto ideals that may no longer serve us. By accepting ourselves, including our imperfections and limitations, we create a foundation of self-compassion and inner peace. One of the most powerful aspects of acceptance is recognizing that life is inherently dynamic and ever-changing. Trying to hold on to a static vision of how things should be only creates friction and suffering. Instead, by accepting the natural ebb and flow of life, we become more adaptable and resilient. This flexibility allows us to navigate challenges with grace and ease, turning obstacles into opportunities for growth. Acceptance also involves letting go of the need to control others. Often, we find ourselves frustrated when people don't behave the way we expect or desire. This can strain relationships and create unnecessary tension. By accepting others as they are, we foster deeper connections and understanding. This doesn't mean we condone harmful behavior, but rather we recognize that everyone is on their own unique path. Acceptance allows us to support and love others without trying to change them. Consider the metaphor of a tree that bends with the wind. The tree doesn't resist the force of the wind. Instead, it sways and bends, allowing the wind to pass through. This flexibility prevents the tree from breaking. Similarly, when we accept the circumstances of our lives, we become like the tree, bending with the winds of change rather than resisting them. This acceptance brings a profound sense of serenity and strength. A practical way to cultivate acceptance is through the practice of gratitude. By focusing on what we have rather than what we lack, we shift our perspective from one of resistance to one of appreciation. Gratitude helps us see the beauty and abundance in our lives, even amidst challenges. This shift in focus can transform our experience, allowing us to find joy and contentment in the present moment. Another important aspect of acceptance is embracing our emotions. Often, we resist or suppress difficult emotions like anger, sadness, or fear. This resistance only intensifies these feelings and creates inner turmoil. By accepting our emotions as natural and valid, we allow ourselves to fully experience and process them. This emotional acceptance leads to greater emotional intelligence and well-being. Acceptance also involves recognizing the impermanence of all things. Everything in life is temporary, and this understanding can bring a sense of peace. When we accept the transient nature of life, we are less likely to cling to fleeting moments of happiness or become overly distressed by moments of pain. This acceptance of impermanence allows us to live more fully in the present, appreciating each moment for what it is. Reflect on the concept of acceptance in your own life. Are there areas where you're resisting reality, holding on to unrealistic expectations, or trying to control outcomes? What would it look like to fully accept these aspects of your life? By embracing acceptance, you open yourself to a deeper sense of peace and harmony. Incorporating acceptance into our daily lives also means being kind to ourselves. We often hold ourselves to impossibly high standards, leading to self-criticism and dissatisfaction. By accepting our humanity, we can extend compassion to ourselves, recognizing that we are doing our best in each moment. This self-compassion nurtures our well-being and allows us to approach life with a more open and loving heart. As we conclude this exploration of Wu Wei, it's clear that the principles of effortless action, letting go, and acceptance are deeply interconnected. Together, they form a holistic approach to life that fosters harmony, peace, and fulfillment. By practicing Wu Wei, we learn to flow with life rather than against it, embracing the magic that arises when we stop forcing things and allow the natural order to unfold. May you carry these insights with you, finding serenity in acceptance and joy in the effortless dance of life.